So welcome to Liverpool for the next YouTube video I'm going to make for you. And today we've come to, it's the Baltic Triangle, it's the Baltic market. There's a food market over there and there's a sort of a flea market behind me. And the reason that we're here today is that I'm going to shoot on the Nikon FE with a bit of Ilford HP5. And really this is just going to be an opportunity to kind of see how this camera works, put it through its paces a little bit, and kind of almost convince you that you don't need to spend a lot of money if you're interested in getting into film photography. This camera cost about £200 with a 50mm Nikon lens, and it is like a tank. So let's go and see what we can get. So like I've already said, we're here at the Baltic Triangle. We're in sort of the Baltic flea market, I suppose. There's loads of little pop-up shops, everything from like comic stalls to vintage furniture. There's clothes, posters, records, you name it, it's here. And you know what? My only regret is that I only brought one roll of film, so I'm shooting on Ilford HP5 today. It's causing a little problem here and there because of course it's quite dull. So even shooting wide open at f1.8, sometimes I'm down to like a 30th of a second. But I reckon I should be all right. I've got a bit of a steady hand and I'm trying to keep as still as I can get. Now, as you can imagine, the sort of people that run these little pop-up shops and these stalls are all quite flamboyant characters, and they're all pretty open to kind of having the picture taken. As you've seen from the video, I stopped a couple of people, asked them could I take the portrait, and they were more than happy to just stop and pose. Most people like having the picture taken. So if you're ever out on the street and you're struggling to find those candid shots, just try a bit of street portraiture. It's really, really worth it. And a place like this and those characters, have your card ready, take the picture, give them your card, and you can send it on to them, can't you? So I think we'll push on a bit further. I've only got about 4 or 5 shots left, but you know, waste not, want not. Okay, so a little bit more about the camera then. There's not a lot to say really with film cameras a lot of the time because they're all kind of a muchness. The thing about this camera, it's got a aperture priority, so you can just set it to auto, which is aperture priority. Shoots to 1,000th of a second, which is plenty enough. The lens on here, like I said earlier, is a 50mm lens, f1.8 to f22, so a lot of scope. But like I was saying, in that building there, there were some low light issues, so of course sometimes I'm wide open, I'm at f1.8 and I'm still down to about a 30th of a second, and there's not a lot you can do about it apart from recompose the shot and make sure that you're lighting the shot better. But I think you get away with it's a little bit more forgiving film photography, so as long as you try and keep steady, if there's a tiny little bit of a shake, it should still be okay. You should still be able to retrieve some decent sort of image quality. I'm shooting HP5 like I've said, so again I'm shooting at its actual ISO setting. It's 400. I suppose I could have pushed it to 800 knowing I was going to be inside, just to give me a bit more latitude, but it's quite a grainy film anyway, and so pushing the film to 800 it sometimes can just get that little bit too grainy, and you don't always want that. But apart from that, like I say, you can pick up the bodies alone, and these are heavy, well-made bodies for 50, 60, 70 quid, and it's going to be the lens that's going to cost you the money. The lenses are going to cost you about 150 quid, so all in £200. I don't think you can argue. It's not a rangefinder, it's an SLR, so you're looking directly through the lens, but you know what, if you're starting off with film photography, it's sort of the best way to go. I love rangefinders, I own a Leica M6, but the point of this video was to kind of just get out with something cheap and cheerful, if you can call 200 quid cheap, that is, and just see what the results are. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll pick up with a different camera next time. Take care.